And it's time for tonight's kickoff between Midland Valley and Strom Thurmond. Thomas McCord, number 80, will do the honors for Midland Valley. They come in with a record of 1-1, coming off a nice win last week. There you see McCord as they beat South Aiken 39-18, led by their outstanding quarterback, Daniel Carr. Had a huge game, 5 touchdowns, 4 on the ground, 1 through the air. And we are underway. McCord's kick, pretty good one. Inside the 5, it is fielded. I believe that's Ryan's. And Ryan's with a head of steam with a nice run all the way up near the 40 and across the 40. That's number 8, DeAndre Ryan, one of the captains tonight for Strom Thurmond. And Matt, nice start for Strom Thurmond. They get great field position on about a 40 or a 37-yard return.
Oh, yeah. Any team would take that every day of the week, being able to start your drive at the 40-yard line, and, in fact, only having 60 yards to go to get the touchdown. And we'll see what they come out with. We're so used to seeing them with that dominant run attack. I'd venture to say we're probably going to see more of the same. But, again, with a short, I mean, that's as short a field as you can get without getting too far into the other side of the field for Midland Valley.
Well, Strom Thurmond also coming off a big win last week, 35-20 over Silver Bluff. Here's their quarterback, Tyreek's Nick, and he completes it to Ryan. Nick had a huge game last week. He was 12 of 17 for 180 yards and 3 touchdowns through the air, but he also ran the ball 12 times for 129 yards and a touchdown in that big victory. And, boy, Strom Thurmond over the last 20 years or so has just had quarterback after quarterback after quarterback that knew how to play this football game.
Oh, and they're excellent football players, and you can see that by their ability to go play the game at another level, whether they play a different position or if they play quarterback. But like you said, just so dominant running that football.
Nick with a little read option. He's going to keep it, but not a whole lot of running room. Good job up front by the Midland Valley defense. Number 82 in on the tackle. That's Skylar Curry, a 6'2", 230-pound linebacker.
And a terrific job in the first play of the game for Midland Valley, staying home, thinking maybe, they usually probably start with the run, so in an effort to maybe try to stop that, but way to stay home for their defensive backs and get the tackle and make this a pretty hard to get third down, a little length to it.
In addition to Tyrese Nix, keep an eye on number 11, Gilchrist, the running back for Strom Thurmond. Nick going to keep this one and run right up the middle, some room, and he's going to pick up the first down and then some before he is brought down. One of the men in on that tackle is the name to keep an eye on tonight, number 25, Xavier Leapart. He had 200 tackles a year ago. Very talented young man from Midland Valley.
Yeah, one of the players on the All-State basketball team, or excuse me, on the state champion basketball team last year from Midland Valley.
The first down for the Rebels. They hand it off this time, and fumbling the football there at the end was Gilchrist, but he's a good-looking running back, good size for Gilchrist, and he's going to pick up nice yardage there. There's a good look at Gilchrist. Strom Thurmond has a tremendous program. They've won 24 region titles, 2 state titles, their last coming in 2005. They're coached by Antoine Hillary in his second year. And this time Nick keeps it right up the middle again. Nick with a head of steam, and he's inside the 20. So Strom Thurmond, just like that, they're in the Orange Theory Fitness orange zone, 1st and 10.
And Nick's so fast, running right up the middle. A couple of times so far this game, I mean, he has not wasted one inch of movement in terms of trying to either look left or right. He's running full speed straight ahead.
Last week he accounted for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. 3 touchdown passes, a touchdown run. And this time he's going to give it to Gilchrist, who goes up the middle. I tell you, they're moving it right up the middle. That's where their success has been tonight so far. And you know that Coach Rick Knight's going to have to make an adjustment there.
Well, and I mean, let's face it, they've done a great job over the years running it, period. But a lot of times we've been so used to seeing them run that option around the outside against so many quick playmakers, and now we'll watch them kind of working between the tackles.
There's our starting lineup. Tyrese Nick is the quarterback. This is Gilchrist, the running back, up front. You see their offensive lineman led by Lanham there. And the line right now doing a terrific job for Strom Thurmond as they are on the move here in what is expected to be a really good ball game tonight. Big crowd on hand. Everybody in Midland Valley out. This is one of their rivals. Midland Valley coming off a 7-5 season. Both teams actually were 7-5 a year ago. There's a look at Nick, the young quarterback for Strom Thurmond. He's a junior. First year as the starter. And He's going to run. He was thinking to throw, and he's going to break a tackle and get down to about the 5. Here's a look at the Midland Valley defense. The key name there is, again, number 25, Xavier Leapart. He's been starting since he was a freshman.
Really good
Tremendous linebacker.
And right there, Nick, it looked like he had a little room to continue to run to the outside, but he kind of ran almost right at the defender. Is still able to get past the initial defender and dive forward, but still pretty surprising he didn't try to continue to run to the outside. He's so quick.
Well, Strom Thurmond knocking on the door here inside the Orange Theory Fitness Orange Zone. First and goal to go. They pitch it to Gilchrist. He's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. Yeah, good job that time. Number 30. That's Nick Morris. You got a 5'7", 160-pound linebacker getting help from a 6'2", 230-pound linebacker. But Nick Morris, the first man in.
Yeah, able to get off the blocks and most importantly, make the tackle, because right there, a toss like that, you're able to run to the outside. It always seems like you have enough blockers.
Second and goal to go. Here's Gilchrist powering his way. I believe he got into the end zone. Now, one official saying no, so he's going to be short.
But what a push.
It's going to be third and goal, and they're inside the 1-yard line. There you see Leapart getting up from the bottom of the pile. He's not a kid that you're going to see on all the recruiting boards because he's not your prototypical size. But I'm going to tell you, pound for pound, nobody packs a bigger wallop than that young man.
Absolutely. A terrific football player. There's a reason he started since he was a freshman.
Yep.
Really good instinctive football player.
And this time Gilchrist pushes his way into the end zone, so a terrific drive. They go 59 yards on the opening drive, and it culminates with a Gilchrist touchdown run. Or check that. It was 15 who got the touchdown, not 11. Jalen Simpkins. So Simpkins with the touchdown, not Gilchrist. And here's the extra point attempt. Kicking it for Strom Thurmond is number 28, Lawson Reel, and it's good. So Strom Thurmond marches right down the field and scores. Our score, early first quarter, WJBF Sports Game Night Live, Strom Thurmond 7, Midland Valley nothing. Back with more in just a moment. McDonald's.
Yeah.
Back at Midland Valley High School, where the Mustangs find themselves down early, 7-0. A terrific drive in the early going. 5 minutes and 1 second drive, 59 yards. Mostly, well, actually all on the ground except for one short 1-yard pass. And it's a short kick, fielded at about the 18-yard line. And a fumble. And number 6 on the return for Midland Valley, that's Skylar Brown.
And again, pretty decent field position for Midland Valley as well.
So Midland Valley will have it. And we were talking about Tyrese Nick. He is the new quarterback at Strom Thurmond, but the young man under center for Midland Valley or in the shotgun is a name everybody in the area, if you follow football, knows, because he has been a starter since his freshman year, and that's rare for a quarterback, and I'm talking about Daniel Carr. And Carr is in the shotgun now. Tremendous, tremendous quarterback, one of the best in South Carolina. This time he's going to run it, and Carr's going to pick up good yardage all the way across the 40 on first down. So Daniel Carr with a pickup of about 14 yards on first down. Let's go down to the field with an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Here's Stephanie French.
Hey guys, well, if you notice that one break a quarter is going to be a little bit longer than all of the others, that's because the referees are going to be taking an extra break for what they call heat and humidity. They are going to be doing that for preventing cramps, because it's not as hot out here as it was about 4 weeks ago when we first started the season, but they are definitely doing that to help the guys out, help the players out, stay cool and stay hydrated. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot. Another good run by Midland Valley. That was Draquan Carr. He is the cousin of quarterback Daniel Carr, and Draquan at the Border Bowl Combine posted posted the top 40 time of all the players there. He can really motor. There you see him, number 33.
Yeah, 4.48. I mean, that's pretty quick. A little quicker than I'm used to seeing when I run the 40.
Yeah. Well, I do it in 4.48. 4 days, 4 hours, and 8 minutes. I like that little play. They faked the screen pass and did the little run up the middle with Leapart.
And Daniel Carr, such a dangerous player on the football field, because again, he can pass it just as well as he can run it. Man, as you saw in the first play, he's just such a good instinctive runner. He is always looking for holes to develop, even when it seems like he's waiting for the defender to take themselves out of the play so he can stick his foot in the ground and really accelerate forward. And that's what he's been doing so far this year.
Yeah, I said he's one of the top quarterbacks in South Carolina. People wondered how would he do without his star receiver from a year ago, Cameron Brown, but he answered that last week. I'll get to those numbers in a moment. Right now, it is a pass, and it looks like it is caught. A terrific catch made by number 15, Ethan Ennis. There you see Ennis right there.
And, again, give Carr a lot of credit on the throw because a couple of guys in the area, and the tight end knew. Sometimes the tight end will jump in front of a ball like that because it looks like maybe it's just a missed throw, but you can tell Carr on the same page with not only his receiver but his tight end as well, not to jump in front of that ball. He knew the receiver was behind him and would eventually make the catch.
Yeah, good zip on the ball as well. Here Carr's got a lead blocker. Carr on the move. Oh, and he fumbles the football. It is picked up by a Midland Valley player, though. The ball went in the air, and it's recovered by number 7, Stephon Morency.
Yeah, Carr went in the air and wasn't able to hang on to the ball. And how fortunate for Midland Valley to have an offensive player there to grab it.
Well, also, speaking of fortunes for Midland Valley, keep an eye on number 25, Xavier Leapart, as you see our Doctors Hospital instant replay here. Let's see the hit as the ball came out. Somebody just looked like they got a helmet on the ball. Yeah, they did. Oh, good tackle there. Boy, number 7 for Strom Thurmond, Malik Nicholson with a big hit. But Xavier Leapart limped off the field a moment ago, and that could be a big blow to the Midland Valley defense. We'll keep an eye on that. Here's a handoff and a nice play made in the backfield.
Well, like you were saying with Leapart, again, he plays in the middle, and we saw that Strom Thurmond's already had a lot of success running up the middle. And, again, if Leapart's not there, again, that makes that hole that much bigger in the middle. I would expect Strom Thurmond to really apply pressure if he's not able to return.
Number 43, Eric Turner, made that tackle behind the line of scrimmage, but Turner had to come out of the game because his helmet came off. So he has to come out for at least a play. Mentioned Daniel Carr last week. How about these numbers, Matt? 15 of 21 passing for 216 yards in a score, and 8 carries for 78 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. Carr throwing here. He completes it. And a nice open field tackle to save even more yardage by Ryan. But DJ Boyd made a nice catch for the pickup for Midland Valley.
And just a great, multi-sport athlete Daniel Carr is. He kind of plays football a lot like he plays basketball, able to really see the field. His arm's strong enough to throw it wherever he needs to, but he's able to kind of be patient and wait for something to get open and develop. And as you saw right there, waited his receiver to turn around. He was wide open, threw it right to him. He could have just as easily brought the ball down and gotten the first down on his feet.
Yeah, as good as he is in football, he's actually probably a better college recruit on the hardwood, and we'll hear about that later in the game from Stephanie. Here's Carr going to fake the throw, and great fake on the defensive end. Carr is in for the touchdown. So both teams have had the ball once, and both teams have put together great drives, and as we await the extra point, we could have a tie ball game here.
And exactly what we just talked about. He can make the throws. So the defense knows that, so they have to respect it. But in respecting it, they take themselves out of position. And as you see, he's got the speed and the moves to get to the end zone.
He froze Gilchrist, who was playing defensive end. By that fake in the pass, Gilchrist went up in the air, and he was able to run right in his spot. The extra point from Real is good. Or check that. The extra point from McCord is good. And we are tied at 7. We'll take a timeout here. 3:44 to go first quarter. We're knotted at 7 in Midland Valley. We're back at Midland Valley where the Mustangs have answered the drive of Strom Thurmond with a 72-yard drive of their own, culminating with a nice run on a beautiful fake from Daniel Carr. And Daniel Carr, like you said, he's a point guard on the basketball floor, and he's a point guard out here on the football field as well. Just a leader, and he's been there. This is his team, no doubt about it.
Well, and it's the same thing as basketball. You can kind of look and see when a guy is not really in position to kind of make a play, and that's what he did, freezing the safety, Gilchrist, kind of putting him, not making him lean one side or the other, and he knows he can take advantage of that, just like on the basketball court, and he did just that and getting that touchdown. But for Midland Valley, a little boat. They ran a little bit. They threw a little bit. Really kept Strom Thurmond on their toes. Strom Thurmond just a very impressive running attack, and we'll see if they continue to rely on that. I believe Leapart's going to be back in the game, so good for him. But we'll see if Strom Thurmond continues to try to run the ball against the Mustangs.
Well, Midland Valley Matt, is trying to break a long streak in this series. Overall, the series, Strom Thurmond leads 13-6, but that's because they've won 8 in a row, including last year, 42-14. It wasn't even close. So Midland Valley was kind of embarrassed last year. They're looking to kind of turn things around, and right now both teams' offenses look very, very good. Ball fielded by Ryan at about the 12. Ryan on the move across the 25, and he's going to be brought down right around the 31-yard line.
Brought down at the 31-yard line.
Javante Edmondson doing a great job of getting a hand on the ball returner. Because, again, he was running to the wide side of the field. There's just no telling. Whenever you're able to hang on like that, they make the full tackle. That's what you like to see.
Antoine Hillary, the head coach at Strom Thurmond, one of the greats in Strom Thurmond history. They've had so many good Hillarys. He was certainly one, no doubt about it. Part of so many great teams here. Of course, they won the state title in 2005. That was their second state championship. Overall, Matt, their record, 438 wins, 196 losses. Terrific program here. And they hand it off, and a big play. A nice play in the backfield by number 75.
Tackle for a loss by Olsen Mustangs.
That is Michael Bainham. Michael Bainham with the play.
And not only a good job of the initial contact, which you see a lot of times, shifty running backs able to get out of it. But as you see, again, he hangs on, makes sure the ball carrier doesn't get away, and other defenders come and help him out for a big loss.
Second down and 15 from the Rebels,
against Strom
26-yard
Thurmond.
line.
We haven't seen the offenses go backwards tonight until now, so nice play by Bainham, one of the top players on the defense for Midland Valley. Here's Nick right up the middle, and this time Bainham's there again, 75.
Number 3, Tyrese Nick, keeping tackle by number 75, Michael Bainham.
So Bainham's focusing on that center a little bit more of the field, and right now Strom Thurmond's in third long.
All right, Mustang fans, it's
Midland Valley able to finally put a plug in that hole of that Nick run right up the middle. Again, because that's really what gashed him on the last series.
Yeah, you're right. They did a good job spreading everything out, but right up the middle is where Nick and Gilchrist both hurt them. Let's see what Nick does here on third down. He's back to throw. It's underthrown. Ryan saying he caught it. Looked like it might have hit the ground. Oh, they're calling it a catch. They're calling it a catch.
Pass is ruled complete to number 8.
It looked like he got under it.
Yeah,
From my vantage point, but
let's see if we can get a look at this on our instant replay.
As we see, the good part about it was they kind of caught it at the end there. Nick doing a great job of getting kind of waiting for the pressure to come. He saw the defender coming at his face, waited just a little bit longer, threw it right over the top. Receiver able to get under it and get the first down.
Yeah, looks like he did get his hands under it, so good catch. Tell you what, Midland Valley's defense much better on this series so far, Matt, even though they gave it the first down on the pass play.
Yeah, they gave it the first down on the pass play, but it seems like they decided on this series they're not going to get beaten by the run. You're going to have to pass the ball down the field if you want to get a touchdown, because so far they have done a great job of closing that middle up, and even good around the ends like on that play.
By the way, the T on number 74's name, T. Williams, yeah, it is Tank, as you might imagine. And Tank trying to stuff that middle. Here's Nick. Got some protection. Now he's going to run. He's got room. Nick getting to the outside, got a block, and he's going to pick up nice yardage across midfield up to about the 44. So a great block downfield.
Well, one of them, they might have been able to throw a flag on the block around the end here. I believe it's number 30 for Midland Valley, yeah. As you'll see here on the run.
44-yard line.
But they thought he was out of position, so he was almost past it, but still able to get the first down for Nick.
So Strom Thurmond on the move again now. Here's Gilchrist up the middle. And just when it looked like Midland Valley was kind of stuffing things, we've had two big first down pickups, and Strom's right on the move again inside the 40.
Yeah, Nick pulling the pass down and running it himself, but even there, Gilchrist really just kind of shoving his head in the middle and getting – he had to earn all 5 of those yards.
Second down, Mustang 40-yard line.
Under a minute to go, first quarter here. Nathan Edwards, our statistician, with us. We'll have some stats coming up. Here's Nick. What a great fake Nick made on that play to get open. And, boy, Coach Knight from Midland Valley, who, by the way, we'll hear from at halftime. He's our border bowl coach for South Carolina. He's not going to be happy about this. They had a chance to get him a couple of times. There's one. There's two.
There's 3.
There's 3. There's 4, and the fourth guy finally gets him. One of those guys was Leapard, and he's pretty much a sure tackler, but he was unable to catch Nick there. Nick very nifty into making moves here. Threw that one in traffic, but it's complete inside the 10, down to about the 5 to Ryan.
And
once again, Strom Thurmond's in the Orange Theory Fitness Orange Zone.
Yeah, great concentration from the receiver to make the catch, but for Midland Valley, another missed opportunity to knock that one down. They had two defenders that could have made the play there, but just kind of, went in between their hands.
Here's a look at Coach Rick Knight. And Gilchrist this time is hit behind the line. And that was Leapard who made the tackle. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. Strom Thurmond's knocking on the door, but we are knotted at 7. Midland Valley 7, Strom Thurmond 7. Back with second quarter action in a moment here on WJBF Sports Game Night Live.